So this week it was all about ideation. We were broadening, narrowing down, clustering, filtering, and broadening again. And in the end of the week we came up with 3 different concepts. This week we also used to try out different brainstorming strategies, such as sitting together silently, working on ideas, and after a certain time presenting it to each other. Or the strategy to throw all the ideas we had into the group, presenting it shortly to each other but not commenting or judging each other's ideas. Or an open brainstorming where we ideated, discussed, presented, built on each other's ideas all at the same time in order to spark each other more. We also tried out something completely different or less familiar for us, like force fitting, where we took 2 questions and random words and tried to combine these words with the questions and come up with ideas, such as the essay or the soup, but all related to our communication topic. So we started where the broad with the gap and what we could do with the gap, and came up with different categories, such as using the gap as a message or filling the gap, what happens within the gap. Maybe you could also feel the gap or feel the mood of a conversation, or the message can change according to a gap. It could have a timer, and according to that the message could disappear, or you could keep it alive. Or maybe there's no gap. We then moved on with this cluster, message changes, and renamed it as a message form. And we came up with 2 different categories of that: adding to message, so enriching a message, or embracing it, celebrating the conversation and also slowing it down, which has a lot to do with controlling the pace of conversation. We took then this category, adding to message, to our open discussion session, and try to find different things we want to add to the message, such as feelings, the urgency of a message, importance, the effort that was put in a message, or the distance it had to overcome. We then tried a second brainstorm session where we did basically the same. And at the end of 3 days, we had so many post-its, so many ideas. What we then did was grabbing a pen and voting on every idea we'd like to keep, we'd like to work on or brainstorm on. We then put it in certain categories and clustered them again, and try to be very brutal and cut off all the ideas we thought had not as much potential as other ideas. So we ended up with 3 different concepts, 3 different categories with some more specific single ideas, such as controlling the pace, empowering the receiver, and having a synchronous experience and an asynchronous communication.